I'm sorry, but if the broker gets this wrong, it's either because they're very stupid or they think you are very stupid. Gross yield and net yield and ROI. Gross yield, you buy a property for $1 million and the rent is $100,000 a year. Your gross yield is 10%, and I'm just using round numbers. But there will be some costs, service charges, maintenance, and a small void when you change tenants. Your net yield is the rent after costs divided by the price of the property. Maybe the net yield is 8%. Now let's say you bought the property cash and you didn't use a mortgage. In reality, you paid some costs when you bought the property, 2% land tax in Abu Dhabi, 4% in Dubai, maybe 12 or 15% in the UK, maybe more. So your ROI will be a little lower, but let's just keep it simple and say you invested a full $1 million, so the annual return on investment is also 8%. Unless you use a mortgage. How does this impact your returns, and is it good? You'll see in my table that the bigger the mortgage, the more interest you have to pay, but the less cash you put in, and the higher your ROI. This works really well when yields are higher than interest rates. And most brokers get this wrong, either accidentally because they're stupid or deliberately because they think you are stupid. And even less can go beyond this point. They all know that tax will affect how much you take home, and they will all tell you the good thing about investing in the UAE is there's no income tax. But experts don't stop there. When investing, we must consider risk, and to assess risk, we talk about the Sharpe ratio. Does the investment have a really high return because there's loads of risk, or a load of work like an Airbnb? Do you have to invest loads of time and management? This is what I like to call return on energy. What you want is that sweet spot in the Venn diagram where you've got a good return, a low level of risk, and a low investment of time and energy. And that is why I love off-plan investing, because with escrow accounts and the right developer, such as a developer that's backed by the government, your investment can be low risk, low energy, asset-backed, with a risk-adjusted return that's easily double digits. And with a good payment plan, if you work out the internal rate of return, the IRR, on the cash you invest when you invest it, the IRR is very hard to beat, and it's before any appreciation in the market because you get that on top. And please feel free to let me know if you disagree, but I don't think 90% of brokers today are able to clearly explain all of that.